Alright, so, y'all remember the world ranking? Y'all remember how I put the Traveler's Hub worlds in the bottom half of the list? Yeah, Peculia and Powder Peaks are last and second last, and Nimbus is at number 6 on the list. During the Powder Peak segment, I said this. These worlds are simply just not long enough. Like, Powder Peak is okay, and Chili Peak is great, but there are literally 4 Chili Peak levels, like 8 Powder Peak levels, so... Since then, I've beaten the game 3 more times for the 3 challenge runs I've done on this game, and because I've replayed this part of the game 3 more times, I've realized that I have so much more to say about this whole situation. So I made this video. Powder Peaks should have been the 5th world in Miitopia. Here's why. So after you beat the Dark Lord, the Dark Curse possesses the Great Sage, turning her into the Darker Lord. After that, Dominic takes you to the Traveler's Hub. Now, for about the length of around half regular world, you complete quests from people at the Traveler's Hub. 6 out of the 7 quests you are required to do to unlock the skyscraper take place in the 3 Traveler's Hub worlds, Powder Peaks, Nimbus, and Peculia. Right off the bat, we notice the very first issue. All 7 quests take around the time of the half a world to complete, and these quests take place in 3 different worlds. This makes these 3 worlds either short or forgettable. Powder Peaks is by far the most effective in this situation. This world has a total of 12 levels, 4 of which are post-game exclusive. This automatically makes Powder Peaks the shortest world in the game, and also it makes it very forgettable. Another thing that makes Powder Peaks even shorter is Guntu Cave. This is the only time in the whole quest part of the game where the location disappears after you finish the quest. This time, while they could have made the world longer, they decided to not make it permanent, but for some reason they decided to make Sterile Plant permanent. It's so annoying that they didn't make Gontu Cave permanent as well. This extreme shortness is what made me rank it as the 2nd worst world in the game. Now, I've thought about how this part of the game could be improved for a long time, and I think I figured out a way. Here's my fixed errand boy part of the game, which doesn't even include quests. Alright, immediately after the Darker Lord leaves the Darker Lord's castle, Dominic flies in super quickly, the team gets on him, and they follow the Darker Lord. After that, the team loses the Darker Lord in some fog next to some mountains. Dominic says that we can't do anything about it and that we've lost him. But then, the team notices a village, so they go to it. When they arrive at the village, the mayor greets them, welcoming to the village. After that, they go into a building where the team gets warm clothes according to the cold climate they are in. Immediately after they step out of the building, they see the Darker Lord, who does the good old classic face erase on the locals. After that, the team goes on a face hunt, just like the first 4 worlds. The locals' faces are located in 1, near the village, just like in the open, kind of like the Cobra boss in Next Door. 2, in Guntu Cave. And 3, the highest peak of the mountains, located way up high, Chili Peak. The final boss of Powder Peaks would be the Ice Queen from the normal game, with the other bosses being the Yeti, a big penguin, and a snow slime, along with a snowman with 50 snowballs that, like, make up the snowman, all containing 1 HP. After you beat the Ice Queen, the Darker Lord shows up at the top of the mountain, fleeing to Nimbus. After saving all the locals in the village, you go to Nimbus, where you notice the skyscraper. But then you notice you've got a long ride until there. When you finally make it to the skyscraper entrance, you have to face the Darker Lord's guard, the robot from Sterile Plant, where you unlock the shield sprinkles, since you kinda have to unlock those, so I have to include them in my version of the story. From that point onward, the game continues as normal. And you might think, what about Peculia and Traveler's Hub? Make them post-game exclusive. Peculia would be a really cool post-game world similar to Gyarados Isle, where you unlock a secret job, just like the other world, Vampire. Traveler's Hub being moved to post-game wouldn't make that much of an impact, since there really isn't a need for a medal counter before you beat the game. And that's how I changed this part of the game. I'd love to see how y'all would modify this part of the game, if at all. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.